Hello again. So I had left off with starting about the sentencing. So Jill was not charged. Was not sentenced on the day of his trial because the judge allotted time to, tie up loose ends, make sure everything was taken care of, and I believe she allowed him about a month for this. But anyway, we went to the sentencing, and, making sure he understood his rights, making sure he understood what was going on, blah, blah, blah. And then the judge asked him if he had anything he wanted to say before she decided on his sentence, you know, finally. He stood up, looked at me, and apologized. I had nothing to think of. I had nothing to. I had no clue how to react. I was repulsed. I was angry. He had no right to apologize to me after what he did. It meant nothing. It meant, hopefully I'll get a little less jail time. He apologized to me. He had no right to talk to me. So again, just, I did a lot of that for a long time. I still do occasionally. Yeah. So, post-trial. Oh, there we go. Post-trial. And that is Crayon. Crayon's makes me happy. So after the trial, and after the sentencing, things were kind of, again, awkward with my family. I honestly don't think they felt it was awkward. I think it was just me. I felt ashamed and disgusting. Yeah. Oh, after, I can't believe I forgot to include this. Anyway, after the initial trial, not the preliminary, the actual trial, not the sentencing. It's confusing. We waited so that we could speak with Bob, the assistant district attorney, and after speaking with him, decided to leave. Apparently, that was when they allowed the jurors to leave too, because my mother and I bumped into a few on our way out of the building. We overheard them talking about the case. One of them, they were exchanging phone numbers. One of them was making light of what happened. They saw me and they just stopped. They stopped talking, they stopped walking, and they just stared. That made me feel like afraid. And not in a good way. So I started to walk faster. My mom picked up. And then one of the jurors ran and pulled off her purse and apologized for not being able to pay me anyone, for what he did to me, and then we just she heard everything that happened. She knew the whole story, and she did not judge me for it. She she wanted to help me. She was working. We stood and we talked just for a little while, and to this day, I wish I got her name something just so that just so I could tell her how much that meant to me. Just those few moments of her. Um, yeah, so just keep swimming. That is what I am trying to do now and what I have been trying to do for the past few years. Um, it's important to note that court, going through the whole court process, lasted over 2 years. So I was traumatized. The police found out I was traumatized and decided to sentence this man, punish him for his crime. It took 2.5 years to do that. Crazy. So, after that time, after trial, after sentencing, I realized I had my life again. It was not controlled by him. It was controlled by me. Well, his parents, technically, but me. And I realized that all I had to do was keep going. If I kept going, if I got happy, if I succeeded in life, I beat them. So that is what I did. I attended an online high school, um, just because it was safer and easier and cheaper. Um, but as a straight A student, occasionally being in math, but I was good. Life was good. Everything was going great. Um, at the time of the trial, I had a wonderful boyfriend. We are no longer together. He and I split up a while back, and I will never forget what he did for me. He helped me through some very difficult times, but it just wasn't going to work. We were too different in the end. But now I have an amazing fiance. I am grateful and happy to have him and to call him my own. Um, and he really helps me keep going. He helps me stay strong. And that's really what life is about for me right now. Being who I am, who I want to be, and not letting the past control my life. I do still have PTSD symptoms, but I have managed to get them under control, and I can deal with them when they come up. Um, but freedom is slavery, and, and, and ignorance is strength. So, not too long ago, I discovered that Dale was let out of prison early for good behavior, and um, yeah, he was out. I was supposed to be notified by the court system when he was released. I never was. One day, I don't know why, I got the urge to check where he was and make sure he was still there. Make sure I was still there. Go to look, and he is no longer in prison. But he is on the Megan's Law list. And out. He is free. His freedom renewed my slavery. I am afraid. I am constantly afraid that he is going to seek vengeance. I know that sounds so silly, and it is very illogical, but while some think, oh, he's out of prison, he isn't going to want to go back, that's not how I see it. I see it as he's out of prison. As long as he doesn't get sent back, as long as he doesn't get caught, he can do whatever he wants. I am so afraid either he is going to hurt me. He knows where I live. Every time I leave my house, I have to look for him. He knows when I'm done with him. That's a very, very scary thought. If he were to harm her, I don't know what I would do. But, yeah, I wish I was so ignorant. Because in that ignorance, in not knowing that he was out of prison, I felt safe. I felt strong. Now, I feel useless. I used to run every morning, 2 to 3 miles. But now I don't want to leave the house alone in the morning to be able to do it. That sucks. But he has not contacted me, and yet he has complete control of me. Now I do my best to get that control from him, to be who I want to be who I am, and be strong. But there are days and there are nights where all I feel is fear. Fear of him, fear of others who have harmed me. Again, this is part of the PTSD, but that doesn't make it any less real. So, that is kind of a brief version of my story. Brief, I know, it was, half an hour, but that was a really summed up version. Um, I hope this will do somebody some good. I don't know who, I don't know how, I don't care. I just want somebody to get something from it. So, have a nice day. Have a happy life. And we're all stories in the middle. And just make sure yours is a good one. Anyone who likes Dr. Who will make this not reference. But really, we are just our stories. We are made up of our past. Our past does not define us, but it has helped us become who we are. I do not regret what happened. I do not regret any part of it because it has made me who I am today. And I'm pretty okay with it. So, again, have a great life.